Cancer, how about a reading from your metal dog? I'm excited to do your cards because the Two of Cups and the Sun they're just like the Two of Cups is like every time I shuffle is right here for you. Justice, soulmate connection. Let's see what happens when we actually pull the cards for you. We're going to do my good old, from the beginning of this channel, 7-card spread. Get a whole sense of what your story is right now. Yeah, I'm going to just get into it. There's some things going out there with this lunar eclipse coming and a big T angle where we're just going to feel a lot of stubbornness and fixity perhaps. But let's just see what happens when we look at your cards. Well, the overarching energy of a 5 of Voices it doesn't look very comfortable, as you can see. It is a card of winning in a way that you regret and a card of self-harm. I see that doubling. This deck has like a lot of doubling, but it's like you at odds with yourself here. Underlying that. Sorry I told you about the Two of Cups right now, but maybe we'll see those. Let's see. All right, underlying energy. You've been putting in a lot of work and waiting for the fruits of your labor to come in. You're tired from a lot of struggle. 9 of Wands. Really learned a lot. You're wise from it. And then there's this fun player freedom. This Knight of Wands here. Beautiful horse under the fireworks. It's like not a lot of emotional depth for you, Cancer, but it's a passion, which is wonderful. You see that in the Nine of Inspiration too. It's like even though you're exhausted from all the work that you've been doing, there's this passion in you. And I don't see in these cards how we get this 5 of Voices as an overarching thing. It looks like to me like you're kind of like in self-doubt, right? Like you're like, is this right? And I think the reason that you're questioning whether what you're doing is right is because it's taking so freaking long, whatever it is, for it to come in. And you're worn out. But you're driven by this Knight of Inspiration, this passion, and it feels like a creative dream, kind of a project like that. You're really putting in time, a lot of time. So let's pull cards here and see what the story is. That's interesting. You got the mojo at least to do this, even though it's taken a long time. Which I think of you Cancers that way anyway. You're way more patient than me, your Scorpio water sister. But you're doubting it. Even you are doubting this. Like I'm always like, what? Come on, Cancer. And you're like, am I doing it right? It's not happening. And yet I'm still inspired to do it. So let's find out. Let's see if we can help you out here. Okay. First card. What have you been doing lately, Cancer? What has been going on? I never ask about the past. You know, I'm a historian. Why would I do that? There's the Knight of Wands. Yep. Same as this little beautiful horse. Ta-da! We are doing it. This is what you've been doing. You've been passionately charging forth from this creative dream. You've got all this willpower. What's happening today? Ooh. There's some kind of broken heart here. It's very obsessive, right? Your mind and your heart are at odds. It's causing you pain. The problem with a heartbreak is that it can be hard to let go of it. It becomes like this vortex that you can't drag your eyes and your mind, and you just torture yourself, right? In the Three of Swords. Swords are your mind. And I think of like my many heartbreaks, like looking into what happened, what I do, where did I go wrong, how did that happen? Can we bargain our way out of this. So that's where you're at right now, in some area of your life where you were previously like, woohoo! The other way that we could look at that Knight of Wands is sometimes somebody else can show up in your life as a Knight of Wands. It's a player energy. I totally support the player, the passionate, sexy charmer, the hustler, but not if it leaves you in the Three of Swords today. They broke your heart. That's a story that we could see here. We can see this Knight of Inspiration leaving you in this Five of Voices state where you're like, oh, is my picker broken? That kind of thing. All right. What's hidden? We'll find out as we clarify, but if that resonates with you. Okay, interesting. Five of Wands showing up in other readings too, different decks. This is what is hidden from you. The tarot wants you to know. So this is a lot of competing ideas, lots of passion, lots of willpower. What you don't realize is that you actually can take charge in some way. You have the magic wand here at your disposal instead of like being trapped. How do I say that? It's just like, let me get the book for this deck because this Five of Wands always confuses me. Why should I confuse you and me? Let's get it right. I don't know why there's extra meaning in this particular Five of Wands. A warrior fights to break free from her prison, pushing against the cell window with her wand. In her panic, she has forgotten that her wand is magical. She wields it like a common stick, pushing out with brute force. The window bars are also wands of magic, and a spell holds them in place against her human strength. She has the power and magic to break free from this prison, but she is so lost in a panic that she hardly remembers who she is. She must step back and recenter herself in order to discover the best way forward. Five of Wands, this is a typical reading, indicates a time of chaos, conflict, or confusion. But with this imagery, it's a very specific kind of trappedness that comes with this. I associate this kind of trappedness with an Eight of Swords, not a Five of Wands. But so because this is the deck we're using, though, you may not realize that you have a wand that you can use. This Knight of Inspiration, is that you or is that somebody else, right? They have a wand. They know they have a wand. Do you know you have a wand too? This is what's hidden from you that we will clarify. You are showing up here. Oh, you are in pain, my friend. I'm so sorry. 10 of Swords. This is the end of a cycle of swords. It's, we see you today here in the Three of Swords, and then we see you showing up in the 10 of Swords. Like, that's why you're in the Five of Voices. You're thinking that you're blaming yourself for a broken heart. And this is the trap of your mind. That's what the Five of Wands is. You're like, a very, very fucked up feeling, that what you're feeling right now. If this is your reading, right? This is a general reading, Cancer. So if this isn't your reading, go watch a different reader. I recommend Awakening to Spirit or Sand Tarot, or check out your moon, your rising, your Venus. But if this is your reading and you are at this moment brokenhearted, obsessed, in conflict, and you're blaming yourself for, oh shit, I did it again, this reading is for you. And so hang with me, or hang out, see how I read cards. That's how I learned. Okay. People in your life. There's that Nine of Wands. Okay. This is the same feeling. This is a more traditional visual for it. The feeling is, I've been trying so hard and I'm exhausted, but I'm almost there. They won't quit. They won't give up. Okay. Advice. Four of Pentacles. So look at you, grounded, levitating, juggling your Four of Pentacles. It's a very nice image. The advice is like, hold on to what you have in a very practical sense. Control. as advice. Like usually a Four of Pentacles for me is like, it's a small world view. I want to encourage you to ask for more. We will see upon clarification. But it looks pretty free in this imagery, like compared to this, right? To move out of this, like it may be like just look at what you actually have and what you've actually accomplished and begin there with like giving yourself credit, because you're beating up on yourself. It's clear. It looks like the other person involved here, or the other people, they're very tired as well, but they're not quitting. Let's see, the future is, all cards are stuck together. Future is strength. This is you rising to your highest self. To me, this is a corrective to this, like self-harm by harming others, winning in a bad way. Like this is the opposite of that. This corrects that, because look, the woman is lying with the lion. She's tamed her violence. I do have a wolf puppy playing with toys in here, so do not be alarmed. Right, Danny? Yeah. It's snowing outside, and we're going to go out and walk in it. Yes, we are. Okay, underlying energy. It's you, Cancer. It's a Queen of Cups. You have a deep understanding of your heart. You are willing to be open about what you feel in your heart. That's a beautiful energy. Okay. And I think that on some level, because you're in this Five of Voices, Five of Swords space, that you need to remember and trust your good heart here. Usually when you're with a Cancer, like what you do is you go in your little shell and heal. When you get hurt like this, you take off. And I think it might feel like that inside your shell, like, oh, finally, I'm just me and me. And so we'll see though. Let's clarify. What am I going to clarify it with? I think I'm going to use some very clear communicators right here. We'll use the Rider-Waite-Smith traditional cards to clarify this. Uh-oh. This deck is screwed up somehow. Okay. All right. So we're going to clarify. In the recent past, you were feeling free, or some Knight of Wands is coming in here with you like that. Let's see. What's the background here on this story for Cancer? Yep, it was like a Four of Wands where you get to be your authentic self, like a couple, soulmate connection. Could be a party. It was very fun in the past. There was work, putting a lot of work in, learning a new skill. And Emperor, Aries energy, real alpha, certain. So in the past, it felt pretty good. Like it was like you had all this structure, you were in love, you had like a good job. It was like I would almost say, and I tend to think of like the Six of Cups as I always think of Cancer, although I've heard it's a Scorpio card. But I think of you as nostalgic people, Cancer. And so when I think you look back on the past, you see liberty, you see soulmate connection, you see security, power, structural power, just putting in the work into all that. And I want to just challenge you to reconsider whether that's, are you kind of idealizing the past a little bit? Let's see what happened here that you're in this Three of Swords. Queen of Wands, Queen of the Law of Attraction, the sexiest queen in the deck. The present. Two of Cups. See, there's that Two of Cups that I saw. And the Chariot, that's your card, baby. Cardinal energy. That's a card before strength. It is your animal impulse. So it looks like you currently have all this momentum and attractiveness So why is there a Three of Swords, right? Like all these clarifications are very positive. It's a soulmate connection, it's justice, it's a lot ability to manifest, it's a lot of momentum. Again, I feel like you are reflecting on what was because you've lost it and you're not willing to let it go because it's magnificent in your memory. Okay? So, what's hidden from you is you have a wand, you can get out of here. The wand would be wake up from this dream of the past. It's not necessarily not true, it's just you're trapped in what it was. You idealized it. Okay. Anxiety, insomnia, juggling, balancing, earth. And there's that Ten of Swords. This is how you come in. Wow. You're almost done because the 10 is done and the 9 is right before you're done. You're kind of moving back and forth between being done and ready to move on in your life and this nostalgia that's got you trapped. I mean, so the trick is like you actually have the power to get out of this. I'm free. I'm not. Oh, it was so wonderful. Like you're in bargaining, acceptance. You're coming in here as a 10 of Swords. Let's see. What about that? The Moon. There's a lot of unknown mystery. So perhaps some work to do on yourself. A moon journey. There's your 5 of Wands again. Did I show you the moon? I'm getting very focused on what the heck's going on here with my Cancers. My sweet Cancers. Okay. One more. Change. 10. Another 10. Wheel of Fortune. Change. Luck coming in. Well, right now you're in this 10 of Swords. You're about ready to move on from this loss. As I've said, the thing that keeps you trapped here is your nostalgia. You're conflicted. When you look into your inner depths, you do this moon work into the shadows and the murky places inside of you. Deep in the waters of your emotions, what you find is conflict. You find willpower. It's the same card. You find this. It's like you have a wand that can get you out of here. But in a way, it doesn't matter because you believe that there's this Wheel of Fortune, this divine timing that you're trapped in, and that may well be true. And I'm sorry, I do feel like when you're in a 10 of Swords or a 3 of Swords, like it's kind of beyond. It always feels like it's beyond me to get out of it, and it's just going to take time, and I'm going to have to be open and change. Yeah, but it's real painful. When you look deep in there, you are willing, and I admire this, Cancer, you're willing to wait to change, for this to change. And it's painful waiting, and I'm really sorry. So this is another part of you or people in your life who are exhausted from struggle. Let's see. Resistance, 7 of Wands. Lots of willpower here, yeah. We're waiting for something they manifested. Yeah, Temperance. Lots of waiting, my goodness. They're tired of waiting for you, but they're waiting. That's what I see. They're tired because you're so resistant to them. So they wait for you. They're like waiting for you to get over whatever it was. And you've really idealized it, so it's hard for them to wait. Yeah, I'm sorry for them too. Okay, your advice is a 4 of Pentacles. Let's see. That's a card of small worldview control, but it also looks very comfortable. It's like you and your little shell. When you love a Cancer, you sometimes have to wait for them to come out of their shell, and they're worth waiting for, Cancer. You are worth waiting for. Justice. Balancing, again, the sword of your mind, the cups, your emotions. It's like that 2 cups feeling here. Justice. Soulmate connection of a 2 of cups can also simply be like social justice when I'm your reader. Taking action, communicating, an 8 of Wands, and the Tower. Surprise! It's all coming down whether you like it or not. So you could take, okay, so you're in a 4 of Pentacles. I'm sorry, but I don't feel like it's advising you to do that. It's advising you to have the perspective shift that a 4 of Pentacles is, which is like you could have so much more. Your worldview is small. So if you want to act from a just place, from a wise place, from like a decisive place, like use that sword. The sword is the truth. It gives you clarity. If you can act from there, but if you don't, it's going to change anyway, because here's the Tower. So address whatever is built on a shaky foundation. Make the change, or the change will come. That's the advice here. Act from what you know to be true. With whatever you have clarity on, whatever seems right, just act. So there's a lot of divine support here for this is going to happen whether you like it or not. With Wheel of Fortune, your person has Temperance, and those are waiting. And then here's the Tower. Here's like universe will do it for you. We see you in the future, perhaps in your little shell, in Strength. It's a very good, very like admirable place to be. You also look so much happier than you are right now, right? So much happier. And this is the other card for where you're at today. Like so much happier in the future. With your big dog that you're leaning against or whatever. Okay, what do we have here, Cancer? 8 of Swords. There's the trap of your mind. We see that very clearly here. There's the Devil. Addiction. So Strength trumps this card. Your mind's big, baby, even in the future, but you have strength to overcome all of this. And there's a King of Pentacles, a sense of security, abundance, and well-being. Yeah, so it's just reflects what we have already seen, which is we see you in the future having overcome what we've seen here, which is your thoughts defeat you. You're ready to move out of this mind cycle with the 10 of Swords, but you keep going back into being unable to let go of these concepts. This is a kind of devil energy, and by the devil we mean addiction, codependence, self-defeating thoughts. To me, this is this nostalgia that you have for what was, and I actually don't believe that what was, that seems really presumptuous of me to say that. Why do I say that? I guess I just say that because it ends up in this 3 of Swords. Although I do know one Cancer who the person that they loved died. And so, of course, there's nostalgia. And of course, it's so alluring that it keeps you from living your life now. It looks like somebody's waiting for you. Waiting despite your resistance. And you don't have to, I never am going to advise you to pick somebody who's waiting for you just because they're waiting for you. They're not entitled to you in any way. It looks like something's going to happen, something surprising will happen that will put you in this strength place where you're able to overcome whatever thoughts that defeat you and find safety and security and abundance in some way. It seems very practical. You're not at all romantic, but it also seems very comfortable and sweet too. It might just be you and your pet and this Nine of Wands person waiting on you. Like, you don't have to ever come to them, Cancer. um, I have another Cancer that I think about who's healing, and I see her partner waiting for her to heal and being tired of worrying and trusting. There's a Wheel of Fortune, there's Temperance. The Tower can be a positive surprise, but it looks like there's an overcoming of difficulty. So if that's that Cancer who's healing, like, the story would be about, really, it just takes a long time to heal, but that we see on the table that things are turning in your favor. Things are turning in your favor, and you have what you need to beat whatever it is. But my friend, my Cancerians, the nostalgia here has got you a bit trapped. And if you can find a way to gracefully release the past, not to disavow it, not, it's coming in with some, like, I don't believe it's that that great. But then I think of my one friend who lost her soulmate. I think, yeah, it was that good. It was a Four of Wands. It was ideal, Two of Cups with the Queen of Wands. It was, and then it ended out of her power. And grief takes time. It's just where I want you to be free, and I want you to be alive, and I want you to live this life, and I'm sure your person would. And I think it doesn't look as romantic in the future. It looks really nice, though. You're under the Sun, which is a happy card. It's a Leo energy here, if that matters. Underlying, we have trust your intuition, the High Priestess. Your intuitive knowing. There's a truth here. I've perhaps said something true for you, hopefully. And the Hierophant, this is about the moon and Taurus. Hierophant is a card of Taurus. I'm reminded that with this full moon and solar eclipse in Taurus, which is all this structural power, it's also our comfort, our pleasure. But with the Hierophant, it's less that kind of empressy energy and more this rigidity that we're also going to experience with the T of Scorpio, Taurus, Aquarius. We got Saturn over here. We've got in Scorpio the Sun, Venus, Mercury. Really beautiful stuff. But then down in, we have it in opposition to the moon. And is there anything else in Taurus? Uranus? I don't know how close. But anyway, so this is why we're stubborn, why we can feel stuck, why the cards in these readings that I'm giving tend to have stuckness. So that will change. But the King of Pentacles is very much that Taurus structural power kind of energy. It's like very practical. Yeah. Hang in there, my Cancerians. This isn't looking easy. It looks like you've got basically all of the painful cards on the table. And I just want to say, because the Five of Voices came up as your overarching card, is like, please don't beat yourself up for being where you are. It's just a normal place to be, given whatever it is. It looks like either real or imagined, idealized past. So be nice to yourself. Love yourself. You are this beautiful Queen of Cups. Look at your beautiful heart. Your hair full of stars. Okay, have a beautiful day. Let me know.